we've got a lot of unfinished business here in the Big 12 that we want to make sure we take care of.
Ballin', doing this is my calling.
Make him work, make him work, make him work, make him work.
Shotgun snap, under pressure, big sack, via Gofu, and his card, zone read keeper, in for the touchdown, to the 5, touchdown Texas, George Whittington.
Get the ball to the playmakers in some space.
Played the game and I'm still the same, and I never change just to get a dip. Ballin', I came from nothing to something like it's nothing, yeah, you know I done it, that is no discussion.
We just look at it as this year being an opportunity to prove everybody right and also prove the doubters wrong.
Robinson, a stutter step and a touchdown.
Football is a bit of a puzzle, and I believe that we have the perfect person putting players, coaches, plays, calling it all in the right places so that the puzzle can fit perfectly.
Welcome in to Rewind with Coach Sark. Coach, thanks for joining us. Enjoyed watching you guys play on Saturday, the holistic approach. It looked like the guys were ready to go in every phase of the game. Before we get into the highlights of the opener against Louisiana, what was the big ask? Like when you talked to your guys going into this opener, what did you ask them to do?
Well, I think one of the keys was our poise, right? You go into a first game, there's going to be adversity. Things are going to come up. Let's remain calm. Let's keep our poise. And then the second thing I really asked them was just be themselves. They don't need to be superhuman. I don't need these great superhuman efforts, but I don't want so much anxiety where they can't perform either. Yeah. And so we try to get them to a space of calm, poised, doing their job really well and trusting that we believed in them and to believe in themselves and to trust one another. And it kind of played out that way.
And this is a really good Louisiana team, a team that came in winning 21 of their previous 24 games, well coached by that man, Billy Napier, that you know really well. Right. And the fans were there. I mean, there was an electricity around the stadium that there has not been in a while. So we pick it up early in the first quarter. And this is Levi Lewis dumping it down to Amani Bailey for a nice gain there. What did you see from your defense on this drive?
Well, I think, one of the keys early on is, we were a little excited defensively. We didn't kind of hold our gaps great up front. They hit a couple runs. They hit the check down pass. But what came out of it was the red zone stop. And we end up, we pride ourselves
play here,
on
huge.
Yep, we pride ourselves on our red zone defense. Obviously, there's the pressure by DeMarvion. Then he and Luke kind of combine for the sack. And that's what Demo can do. He's such a versatile player. He gets into the backfield. We were sound in our coverage. We got the stop, forced the 3 points, which this really is one of the big differences in the game. We were down there in the red area 5 times on offense, scored 5 touchdowns. They were there in the red area 4 times and had only got 1 touchdown.
So you get the football back. I think at least the first 3 snaps of the game, Louisiana brought a blitz against Hudson Card. What did you see from him and the way he started to settle in?
Well, we went to a little bit more of a protection-oriented defense. We went to a little more protected runs, took a few of the RPOs off, and then obviously with protection, we were able to get the ball to Bijan in space on the play pass, and then obviously got him started with the outside zone scheme right there.
So you work it down, you go to a 4th and 6, you go for it, and Card shows that athleticism.
Yeah, he does, and this is one of the key, traits that he has, is his ability to extend plays with his legs, keep his vision. He throws really well on the run, but obviously there he uses legs to get himself a first down.
And you got a 2-headed monster back there. Roshan, you've been really big on his leadership and his productivity.
Really have. As much as Roshan did offensively, so also what he does on special teams. But, he allows us to continue to lean on our opponents, and he allows us to kind of remain physical. Now you change it back up. You go back to Bijan. Now he's back on the perimeter. And that's the belief in the running game. And, when we're running the ball well, that's when the passing game can then come alive.
Hudson Card on a 1st and 10 looking downfield, then decides to move with the football.
Well, key again, we're looking for kind of that shot play. It's not there. There again, he can use his athleticism to give us a shot, to give us a manageable 2nd down, which then puts us in a manageable 3rd down situation.
And that leads to a 3rd and 4. What happens here? How is this set up?
Well, we went to a little bit of a different personnel group. We had 2 tight ends on the field on a 3rd and 4, which I think a lot of people would go to a 3 receiver set. We used kind of a shift and then a motion. It was a really good job by Hudson changing the protection to pick up the blitz and get the ball out to Bijan.
Okay, so that's something maybe next level that a redshirt freshman is showing beyond his year?
Yeah, that was huge for us, and that was something we actually talked about Friday night on that very specific play, and he was able to do it in wide open Bijan.
Got a 2nd and 9, good quick pressure there, and Levi Lewis, who feels pressure really well, throws it away, and Ojimo gets a piece of it.
Yeah, that was one of the keys going in the game. Levi Lewis was not a really tall quarterback, so we wanted to make sure we got our hands up on the interior defensive line, and Ojimo did a great job right there.
And then Peter LeBlanc, maybe hearing some footsteps there. Jade Barron in coverage. That forces an incompletion. You get the football back, and you go to work backed up here on the 2nd and 10. You're taking a shot, and there's the freshman, Xavier Worthy.
Yeah, I thought that was big for Xavier. We were now first play of the second quarter. Give him an opportunity to do something that he does really well, and that's attack the field vertically. Hudson gives him a catchable ball, and it was a great job by X going up and making a play.
And so this is something that you said in your press conference this morning. That's going to be part of your offense, taking those shots downfield.
Yeah, it's a huge component to what we do because of our willingness and ability to run the ball, and now you're getting those loaded boxes. You have to have the ability to make those plays down the field.
Bijan in the receiving game as well. It's incredible.
Well, that's the key. Everyone sees Bijan as the runner. We see a really versatile football player, and he and Roshan working well together allows those opportunities down the field in the passing game.
Then taking another shot there to Joshua Moore, just a little long, and sets up a 3rd and 11.
Yeah, we knew we were in field position for the field goal. 3rd and 11 is not the ideal position to be in, so we went with a screen. They had a line game on and kind of got Roshan picked off, and then we come back with the field goal attempt with Dicker. I felt like he just rushed it a little bit, but he ended up having a heck of a game for us from a specialist standpoint.
It seemed, though, that Card had 2 really good throwaways where he didn't force it, was
right.
just trying to keep his offense in a good spot.
Right. Sometimes field goals sometimes are good, especially when you're on that fringe area for us to get that opportunity. But, we end up getting another one later.
Yeah, BJ almost gets the interception there.
BJ had a heck of a game. He played a lot of snaps. He was sound. He communicated well. Almost gets the pick there, but I think was really good in the back end. And this is a really big play for us. 3rd and 8, Deshaun Jameson in coverage, but the tackling by our defense in the game I thought was really good, and that was a great example. Got him on the ground, forced the punt, and now we get an opportunity here with Xavier Worthy with about a 18-yard punt return to set up good field position for us.
And then we start to really see what Hudson Card is capable of doing. We start to see the comfort with the receivers, especially with Jordan Winnington on the 3rd down conversions on this drive. What did this drive mean to you?
Well, again, we can't run the ball every snap. We're going to have to throw the ball, and we have to be able to throw the ball on early downs. But on top of the early downs is these 3rd down conversions like we are here. There he is moving in the pocket, finding the soft spot, and then Jordan Whittington's just feel for the game, right? And he's got a high football IQ. He understands it. You see Hudson almost direct him back into that little soft spot in the zone. And then the really solid catch, right? No double catching. You get one catch, get the 1st down.
Then we see a 1st and 5 and some pressure there, and Card goes down.
Yeah, this is really, this was a nice design by them. It was kind of a delayed blitz. Cade Brewer lost his eyes. They get the sack. But Hudson doesn't panic, steps up in the pocket on another, 2nd and long, keeps his eyes upfield, and finds Whittington over the middle.
Some art and talent on display there, and finding the go-to man, Jordan Whittington. A couple plays later, going back to Bijan, up the middle, moving the pile.
Yeah, again, that 2nd down run, let's see if we can get ourselves in a makeable 3rd down. We get to 3rd and 5, and a really nice job. We believe in getting our guys the ball in space. Great example of Roshan Johnson and his talent of, getting the ball in space. Again, this is hard any level. Ball's in the open field, getting the guy on the ground, but great athleticism by Roshan and getting the 1st down.
Then you have a holding call, so you're back to 1st and 20.
Yep, and then we spit this ball out on the perimeter. What I love about this play, we pride ourselves on these perimeter throws, but it was Xavier Worthy blocking for Josh Moore so that we can get 7 yards back, get it to 2nd and 13. All right, we run it here on 2nd down. Let's try to get a manageable 3rd down, which we're able to do. I think we get it to about 3rd and 9, and then the isolation with Jordan Whittington on the linebacker over the middle to convert for the first down.
He's making moves, breaking ankles to get open.
Yeah, this is a nice move. I mean, this is, again, we're trying to clear the field for him, give him the space to go operate, and he wins that one-on-one matchup.
And then a tight window to Cade Brewer for the touchdown.
It's really good execution by Hudson. This is the level of kind of maturity in him. Trust in the throw, not late on the throw. You gotta knife it in there between two defenders, and again, another solid catch.
All right, so we go back to defense here in the final 2 minutes of the first half. Your linebackers are nasty.
Yeah, they played really downhill. I mean, I think between DeMarvion and Brockemeyer, it was like 17 or 18 tackles in the first half, which was really effective for us.
And it seems like everybody was pursuing the football. There was a lot of orange jerseys there. On a 4th and 1, Ragin Cajuns go for it, and they get it, but it took a lot of physicality to pick it up.
It sure did. I thought it was a gutsy call on their part to go for it. If not, we get the ball in the 35 there at the end of the first half. It's unfortunate here. I think we might have this play stopped. Josh Thompson kind of slips out of his break. They get the completion to put him into field goal range right here.
And they connect from 48 yards out at the half, 14-6.
Yeah.
How you feeling?
I feel good. We were close at blocking that one right there. I mean, we got a really good push up front, and it comes back later. We end up blocking the extra point with Coburn, but he was close on that one as well.
So first drive of the third quarter, this is incredible how Bijan can lose his footing, then get almost tackled, and he still keeps going.
Yeah, it really was. I mean, again, it's just the versatility, right? Now he runs over the defender. We saw him run around people. We saw him run over a guy. We saw him, run a really cool route down the field. He's a very versatile guy that way.
And when he first showed up, I knew about the wiggle. The physicality was what started to open my eyes that I did not realize he had in his arsenal.
Without question. And again, right there, having the ability for us to run the ball in that situation to get a first down. And this is, again, what I love about this is 3rd and 11. One, the recognition by Jordan Whittington to get the first down and sit down in the zone. And then, the playmaking ability. Make the first guy miss, make a second guy miss, run through 2 more tackles, and then carry the 5th defender for about another 10 yards.
There will be a lot of yards after the catch and yards after contact for Whittington this season. Then you're inside the red zone, and it's capped with Robinson.
Yeah, we went to a little bit of a tempo here. We kind of hit 2 plays in a row with some tempo, and great job of the offensive line finishing the drive.
It's 21-6. Louisiana, though, on this drive, they start to find their rhythm, but that's after Jacoby Jones does a good job of flushing them.
Yeah, one of the keys in the game was containing Levi Lewis, trying to keep him in the pocket, and he did a nice job of it there. I thought we did for the most part all game. They spit a couple runs here on this drive, which you're starting to see here, just kind of they got themselves into the kind of the 3rd and short scenarios, even into 4th down. They converted a couple 4th downs here. Again, 4th down from their own 30. If we get the stop, great field position, good tackle by Luke and by BJ. They just got the first down. So we're making them earn it, which was one of the keys in the game, was make them earn it offensively. This was a nice play. I think DJ almost knocks this ball out from the tight end, but they get the first down and then ultimately get themselves in the field position.
Yeah, the defense was fantastic on 3rd downs. There was maybe one play where you did not tackle really well the entire game, but other than that, sound.
In the 4th quarter, that was one play. I feel like we missed all of our missed tackles came on one play.
Just get it all out of the way at once. Here's another 3rd down opportunity, and Louisiana does convert here and into the end zone for the score.
Yeah, it was pretty slick. 3rd and 8, they ran the ball, kind of out-leveraged us, but there's the field goal block where we just missed it. The field goal earlier, there's Coburn getting the block on the extra point.
He is active, to say the least. And then you're expecting this, or at least ready for this?
Yeah, I felt like Coach Banks did a really good job communicating to our frontline guys. Really good awareness by BJ Foster to pick it up. Good job by Benda and Jalen Ford getting over to kind of cover him up.
You talked about with carries, you want guys to have time to establish a rhythm, get going. How does Bijan improve as the game goes on?
Well, I think you start to see runs, right? You're starting to understand where the runs are. But again, you see the versatility. Now we throw the running back quick screen out to him, and he gets about a gain of 20 right there.
And then on the 3rd and 3 call this time, well, first off, it's him getting crunched. Yeah. But obviously he's okay because he comes back.
Yeah, he was able to. I think he caught a little bit of a cramp. But then we come back here, really nice run. I think Roshan would love to have this one back. He kind of gets his footing tripped up here a little bit. But again, this is the versatility of Hudson Card, right? Now we're able to call a little bit of a zone read. Great job by Cade Brewer getting the block done. Hudson reads it right and walks in the end zone.
28-12. At this point, what's the mentality that you want your team to have?
Well, we want to make sure they keep earning it. Let's not give them a cheap one. Let's not give up a double move and a deep throw. Let's be sound in our run fits to make them earn the ball down the field. There's the one there. I mean, I think if it's a little better throw, Jade might intercept it. But just making sure that they were going to earn their way down the field if they were to.
And then it's OB time. Here comes a Gofu.
Yep, big pass rush. Again, his versatility is big too. Played a lot of linebacker in the game. Also played some defensive end. Great pass rush right there. Third down stop, get us off the field.
Now it's time to get Casey Thompson into the game. I know how you feel about him. A great leader. A great player as well. You got two really good quarterbacks.
We do. And I wanted to make sure we got Casey into the game when it was really meaningful, because you're never going to know when that time comes. And so to get him in, this was a really good drive for him. He gets the completion there. Here's another third down, and he shows his ability to keep his eyes down the field. And there's that number 4 again on third down, another critical conversion.
He's got a knack for it on that all-important down, and then he got Keelan Robinson into the game.
Yeah, and Keelan's been a great addition. A lot like Roshan and Bijan, of the versatility of the player. Can run inside, can run outside, but he is a little bit of a change-up because of his stature. He's a little bit more slippery, harder to find in there, and this was a good physical run for him.
But you told me don't let his stature fool you. There's a lot more physicality in there.
That's right, and I think that showed up. Again, here's just another hard-nosed run, right? Now we're trying to lean on him up front, being physical with them. Now they got to commit to the run. We can get on the perimeter. I love this play from Marcus Washington. You think he played 8 or 9 snaps in the game. That was probably one of the biggest plays of the game for him, and we celebrate those blocks because that's what got Jay Witt in the end zone.
So it's 35-12 on a 3rd and 3. Again, it's making them work for it and earn it. They convert, but barely on the 4th and 1 as they throw it out to the flat. And a good tackle there by Darian Dunn.
Same thing. Darian Dunn, David Benda, just tackling really well. That was a big point of emphasis. Early in the year, that's always the concern, that you're not tackling great. Did a nice job of the high-low concept, kind of high-load us here, create an explosive play. But again, this is where you got to regroup, you got to rally again. Everybody settle back down. And then this was the one that was probably the most unfortunate play. I feel like there was probably about 7 missed tackles on one play that we hadn't seen all game long. And
Yeah.
that's where we have to finish really well in the fourth quarters.
Guys still were flying to the football. Like Overshown was flying to the football, even though he missed the tackle, onside kick. You're ready for it, so 9:03 left. And your mentality now, you like to wear it down on the ground.
Yeah, this drive was a good start to it. I really would have loved to capitalize on the field position that we got because, we had some long field position in the game. We didn't quite capitalize the way we wanted to there. But it was great to see Dicker come back out and drill that field goal with kind of ease and comfort.
And then you've got Louisiana driving, final 4 minutes here, and Darian Dunn comes up with a huge stop. That's a takeaway.
Another really good tackle. Just it got back to the way we wanted to play. That's the idea of playing with great effort on defenses so that you're around the ball, which you're seeing, seeing a bunch of the white hats around the ball right here of recovering that fumble.
And it is a victorious game day. Look at the smile there. I knew it felt good.
That was a cool moment. That was a cool moment. I've got a lot of respect for Billy Napier. He's a good friend of mine. He does a great job of coaching. And it was a good moment there. It was a good moment in the locker room with myself and the team.
I don't know if you track loafs and you watch guys on film to see if everybody's running the football, but it doesn't even seem like that is an issue at this point in time. What did you think of the collective effort to just fly around on Saturday?
Well, I thought it was great. We tell the players all the time, I remind the staff all the time, we critique effort first. Then we figure out where we technically sound, where we in the right gaps, where we aligned properly, do we use the right fundamentals, but we critique effort first. And I think when that's the mentality of your team, you see that style of play that we saw on Saturday.
Perhaps the best stat of Saturday, 0. When it comes to the turnovers.
That's right.
valuing the football, protecting the football. What'd you see in that regard?
Well, there's a reason when you walk in our team room, the big sign right there says it's all about the ball. And we can't score if we don't have it. They can't score if they don't have it. And so we do everything in our power to possess it, and we do everything in our power on special teams and defense to try to knock it out and try to create those turnovers. We got the one. I think we were close on a couple other ones. I think we got to continue to work it offensively. I didn't love how loose the ball was. I think it got knocked out a couple times, which we can't afford that. And so it's the number one thing in our program is the ball, and we've got to cherish it with everything that we have.
You've been around a lot of great quarterbacks in your career, and it looks like you got a couple here that can develop into that. Speaking, though, specifically of Hudson, since he is the younger one and he was the guy coming out for his first career start, what did you see? Like, what do you look into to let you know this young guy is ready for the moment?
Yeah, I think one is just body language, demeanor. Or is he just being him, right? If he's not acting like him, okay, something might be off. And that's at the hotel, that's in the locker room, that's in pregame warm-ups, that's early in the game. And I thought Hudson was just being him. He was calm, he was composed. He's a pretty loose kid, pretty relaxed, doesn't get fazed. So you look at that first. The second is he doing anything that is abnormal of what we would ask normally of him? And that's from a progression standpoint. In his reads, it's a change in the protection. Is it the ball coming out from a trajectory standpoint? And I think all in all, we saw him just kind of being him. And, we missed a couple close ones down the field, but for the most part, I thought he played a really efficient football game for us.
Man, and the smiles meant so much, I think, for all of us here around the program to see, because it was a collective group of guys that have put in a ton of work, and then to see the smiles after the game was like, there's the reward. There's what you guys have worked to get. And Hudson Card was one of those guys, because you said he's so even-keeled. You don't see him crack the smile a lot, but in that post-game interview with Alex Loeb, the smile came out. It just made you feel really good about where everything is going. Right?
Well, I think, the one thing we preach to our guys is preach on keep investing in yourself, keep investing in your teammates, keep investing in the program, and you'll keep getting returns. And those smiles are those returns, right? And, we've got to invest again this week and so that we can get another return. But the hard work, inevitably, you want to make sure you get something positive in return. And it's not just the result of the game. There's a lot of cool rewards within the game that guys saw benefits from the work that they put in. And the best one, obviously, is when you can get a W. And when you can get a W with by knowing you did the work to get to that point, but B, knowing, man, we could have been better.
Yeah.
And when you can recognize that and go back to try to fix those correctable things, which I think our guys are in that space this week, that's when you got a program that's trying to work in the right direction.
And we'll talk about the next step coming up. That's the matchup up in Arkansas against the Hogs. But when it comes to the smiles, no one's got a better one than Bijan, and he's got the productivity to match that as well. We're going to get into our offensive and defensive breakdowns as we progress. We'll also get into the Big 12 highlights. The Kansas Jayhawks with a huge win in week number 1. We'll also look at how the Hogs did against Rice. It's all coming up. Welcome back to Rewind. Time now for your Big 12 highlights. We start off with Kansas. That's right. Lance Leipold making his KU coaching debut after moving over from Buffalo, taking on South Dakota. And that's Jason Bean, the Lawrence Arnold. Good start for the Jayhawks, 7-0 lead. But South Dakota comes back. Shamori Lawrence, 29 yards, finding the end zone, and the Coyotes make it a one-score game. Fourth quarter, 10-7 Kansas. Travis Tice, 25 yards, dragging a defender into the end zone in South Dakota. Love the pinstripes. Smelling upset, 14-10. It's 4th and 10 for the Jayhawks. 3.5 minutes left. They got to go for it, and it's a good call. Mason Fairchild, 20 yards. First down. Later in the possession, 1:18 left. Beam to Arnold. End zone. Lance Leipold victorious in his debut, 17-14, and the Jayhawks get their first win in nearly 22 months. Then you got Kansas State opening up in Arlington against Stanford. Great to see Skylar Thompson back. It's like year number 9 for the dude at quarterback. He looked good in this game on the ground. Throwing, not so much. As Caillou Blukel gets the interception, they reviewed it. That's a heck of a play. But this is what Thompson gives you. The physicality, the ability to get into the end zone on the ground. Stared down the opponent. That was pretty nasty. That got the Wildcats going 7-0. The Deuce is loose. Deuce Vaughn. It's been too long since we've seen Deuce scramble 59 yards for the touchdown. Young man, Kim Burr. Kansas State up 14-0. Thompson again. He goes 9 of 14 through the air, 144. 2 touchdowns, both on the ground. Deuce with 124 rushing yards. In Kansas State with a really nice opening win, 24-7. When it comes to openers, Matt Campbell has struggled in those at Iowa State. Remember, last year they opened up with a loss against Louisiana, taking on Northern Iowa. Quan Hampton breaks free of a tackle, 52 yards, and Northern Iowa with the lead, 7-0. But the Cyclones have Breece Hall. He wasn't great in this game, 23 carries, 69 yards, but good enough there. He gets Iowa State into the end zone, then right before the half, Andrew Mevis kicks it through, and it's 13-10 Iowa State. Under 3 minutes left in the fourth. Northern Iowa down by 6, going for it on a 3rd and 12. Miscommunication as Datron Young is the man there. No Northern Iowa receivers, so advantage Cyclones. That interception seals the deal, and Iowa State hangs on to win 16-10. Then you've got second-ranked Oklahoma. They were supposed to open up at Tulane, but because of Hurricane Ida, they moved this game to Norman. You've got the Green Wave logo there on the field, a great sign of respect. And early on, Tulane is game. They pick off Spencer Rattler, and there would be more from Tulane. Jatavion Tolles slipping through tackles. We thought Oklahoma had this defense figured out. Maybe not yet. Fans not impressed as Green Wave take the lead 14-7. Kennedy Brooks on a 4th and 1. Didn't have him last year, sat out because of COVID. He's going to be a boost to the offense. 32 yards to convert on 4th down, and Brooks would cap the scoring drive, and Oklahoma takes the lead 21-14. Then they would start to run away. It's 27-14 when Mario Williams gets a good block on the perimeter, finds the end zone. You're thinking ball game. Not so much, because Tulane has one heck of a tough quarterback in Michael Pratt. He goes to Cameron Carroll. Don't get the 2-point conversion, but it's 40-28. Okay, you can start the conversation about a Tulane comeback. A little bit later, Pratt to Will Wallace, tumbling into the end zone, and it's a 5-point game. Tulane needs the onside. Tulane gets the onside. It's now 4th and 13. That dude ain't feeling too confident. Pratt, flushed, decides to run for the first down, and look how close this is. Leaping forward, he's about 1 yard shy. And now Oklahoma feeling a little bit better. Tulane was game, but Oklahoma a little too much. They win 40-35. Now, these are the next 2 opponents for Texas. Arkansas this weekend, and then Rice back here in Austin. They don't throw a lot to the Hogs. They trust this man to do it on the ground. KJ Jefferson, 34 yards and in. Arkansas up early 7-0. But Rice showing some flashes. This is Jake Bailey. A late hit, moves it up. Rice has a chance to cash in, and they do later in the drive. Jordan Myers showing patience, finds the end zone, and Rice takes the lead 10-7. It wasn't short-lived. They would stick around and add to it. Good ball by Wiley Green to August Petrie, 41 yards and in, and Rice is up 17-7, smelling the upset. Plenty of time for Jefferson. He leaps for the end zone. Crosses the threshold with the football. Now it's a 3-point game. Arkansas up 24-17. 4 minutes left. Good ball to Tyson Morris. Arkansas started slow. Most of these points were poured on late, but Rice put a real scare into them. Rice impressing as well as Arkansas still gets the win 38-17. So next up, Texas goes to Fayetteville to take on Arkansas. This is showing you the best regular season records against SEC schools since 1936. Texas right behind Notre Dame with a .691 winning percentage. This does include James Street, Randy Peschel in the Game of the Century squad that had one of the most important wins in Texas program history. Looking forward to a good one coming up in Arkansas this weekend. We got more to come with Coach Sark. We have the offensive breakdowns coming up. Hudson Card, Jordan Whittington. Texas fans are going to like that hookup. Bijan Robinson isn't just the Texas Offensive Player of the Game. He's a Walter Camp Football Foundation National Offensive Player of the Week. 103 rushing yards, 4 catches for 73 yards and 2 touchdowns. He's averaging 206 yards from scrimmage in his last 3 games. After the game, he caught up with Alex Loeb.
Bijan, how are you smiling after taking that hit, that awkward fall, whatever it was? The stadium held their breath for a minute. How are you feeling?
Man, I feel good. I mean, in the moment, I had a little stinger, but when the blood came back, then I started to, get up and get my flow going again. But I got up smiling, just thanking God that I'm good. And, after that next drive, we just kept rolling again.
Your first game under Sark, and already you set career highs for touches, carries, and receiving yards. How'd you like your debut under Sark?
And it was awesome. It was a blessing just to really get to play a good first team like that and to get our feel and to get our motion. But now that I see what we can do out here, I'm very excited for this team and, what Sark is doing with this offense and with this whole team.
What do you like most specifically about this offensive system?
Just how we get in open space. We get to create a lot in open space, set up defenders for, mismatches and even getting the ball down the field with receivers, breaking tackles by receivers and blocking in the perimeter. Just a lot of things that we do. And then the aggressive, push by the O-line. I always love that. But, I'm just excited to see what we can do in open space and, keep going forward, make things happen.
Great job. Keep it up.
Thank you. Thank you.
Welcome back to the Sark Show. I'm Logan Lindo here with the head coach of Texas football. Let's get into our breakdowns now. We'll start with Bijan, career high 24 touches. Great productivity. He can't do it alone. This is a 19-yard gain with great blocking in front of him.
Yeah, it really was. It starts right there at the point of attack with Jones and Okafor on the front side. Jake Majors coming from the center spot. Really good job by Josh Moore at wide receiver. And then it's one cut and get vertical. And then when we can get him to the safeties one-on-one with space, that's when he can make people miss is what showed up right there.
And was very active in the passing game as well.
That's right. I think, again, as much as we can try to find opportunity with the ball and space in his hands, he's got tremendous hands. Some would argue, I think he's got the best hands on the team. But he's a versatile route runner, high football IQ, and you can do those types of things with guys like that.
Man, and if you got some strong physical guys in the passing game to deal with, if it's not Robinson, then it's Jordan Whittington. So as we go to our next breakdown, this is really the connection with Hudson Card and Jordan Whittington, and we start with this move on 3rd down where Whittington had 3 catches. He does a lot of work to get himself open.
Well, we're in an empty formation right here, and we're really isolating Whittington on the linebacker in the middle of the field. And clearly he uses what we kind of call the crossover in basketball. Kind of crossed him up. Great job by Hud having patience and being really accurate with the throw. I think Jordan will be the first one to tell you, get north and south and go get in the end zone right there instead of trying to run around the blocks.
And this is the play you love by Marcus Washington.
Yeah, this was the block by Marcus on the corner. The run game created the space. And now if we can create that opportunity for our guys in space to make one guy miss, that's how we can create these plays. But it starts with Marcus really blocking the corner. And now Witt only has one guy to beat, doesn't have to worry about 2. And now he finds his way into the end zone.
Now take me back to the Whittington crossover move. Is that something that is planned and prepared and part of that play, or is that just like street ball, basically?
No, it's his option to get open. And so we're trying to give him the space to get himself open. He's got a 2-way go. Once he can square the defender up, now he can cross him over like you would in basketball. We're trying to tell him, you got to get to the basket. However you got to get there, you got to get there. And, he obviously doubled him up and crossed him over and got the first down.
Athlete is going to athlete. And that brings us to Roschon Johnson, another really physical presence that's got some moves, got some wiggles as well. And you were talking about win the one-on-one, and here he does.
Exactly right. So, again, we're using some motion. the original design of the play is to get Bijan the ball isolated one-on-one again on number 7. It wasn't there. Hudson does a good job checking the ball down. Really good job by the receivers to get the spacing on the field right, so when that ball did come to Roschon, now he has one man to beat. And once he beats him, now we can create an explosive play.
And we saw Worthy with the block there. Yeah. And that's one of the guys that's not the biggest dude out there, right, but showing some physicality to get those extra yards for Roschon. And then that brings us to the special teams, where we really saw Worthy shine with his punt return. Exactly.
They were doing a good job in their punt game of kind of spraying the ball all over the field. So we had to go to a 2-returner approach. So Xavier makes the catch. Deshaun Jamison now becomes the lead blocker for him. But again, you see the one-cut ability by Worthy, and then his ability to going stop to start and getting back up to top-end speed again. That was very impressive for him. He had a couple highlight plays. He obviously had this play in special teams, had the go ball backed up. I think that's more of those types of things to come in his future.
And against a great Louisiana return unit, both kickoff and punt returns, you allow a total of 21 return yards there. So great job all around.
Yeah, huge component on that front. We wanted to negate their returners. It started with Dicker and kickoffs, smashing the ball out of the back of the end zone. But the punt coverage unit, we punted twice. Great job covering them both times.
All right, then we got the linebackers, Overshown and Brockemeyer. Their combined stats, 23 tackles, 12 armbands, and 1 neck roll. And it was nasty. And here's the third down. This is huge.
It is. You see kind of that cross-dog internal blitz. Overshown misses him the first time. Luke's there. Overshown gets him again. Versatile players, heady players, high football IQs on both of them. And then there's the relentless effort that we talked about earlier.
And another opportunity to see Brockemeyer do his thing. Great feel for the game.
Yeah, it is. Kind of recognizes the run, has his keys right, sees the, kind of the fake jet sweep, and then the inside zone. He's right there to make the play, and there's number 0 again there to make the play with him.
It may have been on the first offensive snap of Louisiana for the game. Overshown is blocked, and he just reaches out with one arm and is still able to make the tackle. Love that effort. Darian Dunn is one of the guys that got some reps. More than reps. He played a key role in the secondary, a guy that Texas fans haven't seen a lot of because of the transfer, and this is a big play forcing the fumble.
Yeah, so guys played a lot of football. Transfer from Nicholls State, grad transfer. What I loved about it is the moment wasn't too big for him. He stepped in. And this was big for us. For him to play and to play this way physically is huge. Jade Barron played a lot of football for us at corner as well. So to get 4 corners in the game is going to be big for us moving down the road through our conference play.
And then getting to the quarterback. Ovi Agofu does that. The Notre Dame grad transfer gets to the quarterback very quickly right here.
Yeah, this is a really nice pass rush move. Trusting his athleticism, trusting his speed, coming off the edge. Working, getting the hands off, and then, kind of turning the corner to get the sack on Levi, which was a big deal. We had to compress the pocket on him. It was a nice job right there.
And another really good O-line unit there for Louisiana, a very experienced one as well, but Ovi wins that battle. And after the game, he talked to Alex Loeb.
I think the defense played really well. I think we was able to shut down Louisiana and just pretty much do what we practiced for the past 2 weeks.
I was going to say, you all look focused, prepared. It didn't seem like you were caught off guard at all by anything they did.
Yeah, that was an emphasis in practice because they do a lot of shifts, a lot of motions. But PK, along with the defensive staff, did a nice job of putting us together and making sure that we're in the right spots and everything.
How did it feel out there with so many fans screaming and yelling? I don't want to say it felt like normal, but it kind of did.
Man, honestly, that was probably a big difference because fans is really loud. I'm trying to hear the call. But it was good, though. It was a great atmosphere, great experience. First game, it was my first time ever being in Texas Stadium, so it was amazing.
How much were you? Has it already sunk in, or are you still kind of processing and digesting all these firsts for you? First game as a Longhorn, first game in the stadium.
I think I'm just checking them out accomplishment by accomplishment. But I'm definitely blessed to be here. Definitely thankful for the opportunity to come here and to experience this.
Great job today.
Thank you so much. Appreciate you.
Coming up on Rewind, we'll check in with our man Straps. DeMarvion Overshown, a standout performance. We'll hear from him and also hand out an award. Now time for the defensive player of the game. It is Straps, the Marvion Overshown. No one plays with more passion, fire, and love for the game than Overshown. Comes up in the season opener with a career-high 13 tackles and a half sack. He was everywhere, including with Alex Loeb after the game.
To Marvion, the most pressing question on everybody's mind is how many straps did you have on today?
I had on 12 today. I had on 4 on my arms and 8 on my legs. I wanted to, show some sign of memory to Jake Elligan by wearing 4 and 8. So that was for Jake right there.
That's awesome. You all put together a very inspirational performance in honor of Jake. The defense was strong out there. You were prepared. You were focused. What did you make about your individual performance?
Executing when Coach PK called my number. I couldn't do any of that without the man up front. So I want to thank them. Shout out to the D-line because they definitely, put me in good positions so I could succeed. So basically just running to the ball, doing what I'm capable of doing, running, leading the defense. Like they say, your leader, everybody feed off the energy. So everybody just picking up off of each other, running around and hitting.
What'd you make of Luke Brockermeyer getting his first career start next to you?
I told y'all he was ready, and I told him every drive, like, you ready, like, you doing it. He done the thing. Like, I'm happy for him. I don't know how many times I done hugged him since the game ended. I'm so happy for him. He went out there and showed what he was capable of. And he's been working so hard. So I'm proud for him. I think I'm more excited for him than I am of my performance. So, kudos to Luke. Go back in the meeting room tomorrow, fix up the things, first game mistakes. But, I love that guy. I love playing next to him.
What did Sark say to you all after the game?
Winning is hard. So, grabbing that first win against a good team like Louisiana, because, they are one good team, winning is hard. So, enjoy it tonight, but, we got a lot of things to clean up come tomorrow, come Monday, and, the next game is the most important game.
Good start to the season. Congratulations.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
So the Texas defense looks stout in the debut of Pete Kwiatkowski as the Texas defensive coordinator. They come out against a good Louisiana run game that was breaking in Chris Smith and hold him to only 76 yards. So that is one of the best defensive performances on the ground against a ranked opponent over the last 3 seasons. Helps to have a young emerging quarterback as well, like Hudson Card. The redshirt freshman spoke with Alex Loeb after his starting debut.
Hudson, you had a nice starting debut, but what were you feeling leading right up until kickoff? How nervous and anxious were you for this one?
It was really exciting. I've dreamed about this moment ever since I was a little kid. So now going out there with the full crowd was pretty surreal. So I tried to soak it all in, and I really enjoyed it. So
you started off 1 for 4, but then you got real hot and had a very good performance. How would you grade your job out there today?
I think we did well collectively as a team. There's always stuff that we can improve on and get better at. So we'll watch the film tomorrow and get ready for the next game.
How comfortable do you feel in this offense right now?
I feel comfortable. Coach Sark and Coach Millie have done a great job of preparing it. The quarterbacks and the communication level has been great. So they've done a great job.
Jordan Whittington had a strong game receiving. It looked like at times he was your go-to receiver out there.
Yeah, he's a stud. We have a good receiving core to make me look good and a good O-line, so shout out to them.
And what's it like having a guy like Bijan beside you in the backfield?
Yeah, I didn't even mention him, but yeah, it's pretty special. He's an amazing player, an amazing person, so just going out with him and just trusting one another, it really calms me down a little bit, so it's been good.
Good job today.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Coming up, bad blood and great memories. It's Texas and Arkansas, an amazing rivalry. Coach Sark will speak on what he likes most about this historic matchup when we return. The WinStar winning moment. The field inside Darrell K. Royal Texas Memorial Stadium is now fittingly Campbell Williams Field, bearing the name of the 2 greatest running backs in Texas history and 2 of the greatest to ever play the game. 2 Heisman Trophy winners delivering those Heisman trophies when the Texas program was in great need of something positive. Campbell in 1977, Williams in 1998. Next stop for the Longhorns, a trip to Fayetteville to take on the Arkansas Razorbacks. We're going to start off everything with Texas Game Day, presented by St. David's Healthcare at 4 p.m. Central Time, and then Texas Game Day final right after the show. Alex Lowe will be on hand in what will be a hostile environment in the home of the Hawks. All right, Coach, game number 2, and you get thrown into the fire with one of the greatest rivalries in all of college sports. It's Texas and Arkansas, 2 teams, unfortunately, that don't play enough anymore. And you're going to Arkansas to take on a team that got a wake-up call. Rice put a scare into them, so they've been challenged, and they're going to be ready for this.
Oh, they'll definitely be ready. Be a sold-out crowd, night game. I think this is 79th meeting between Texas and Arkansas, so it's a great opportunity for us. This is a tough, hard-nosed football team.
Yeah.
Their head coach, Sam Pittman, has come in there and really turned this program around. They play physical. They play tough. They're an attacking style defense and a really fast offense. This is not up-tempo offense that they're playing with Kendall Briles. It is fast-tempo offense. So it's going to be critical for us to get aligned, again, defensively, make sure that we tackle well. This is a run-first team. We got to make sure we tackle really well and control the line of scrimmage. And then offensively, is we got to be able to take advantage of some of that aggression that they have to create some plays for us down the field.
What's the biggest jump that you want to see your team make in this week, regardless of who the opponent is?
Well, I think, one, it's a new challenge, right? Going on the road, it's going to be a different environment for us. We were in the friendly confines of DKR last weekend and now going on the road. So our poise is going to be big. I think, too, recognition of offense. This is a different offensive team we're going to play. They're going fast. They're going up-tempo, getting aligned. I think special teams-wise, penalty-free football. We had a great punt return by DJ Saturday that got called back with the penalty. And then offensively, the line of scrimmage is going to be big. This is a penetrating, attacking defense, and we can't afford, I think we had 3 holding penalties last week up front. We can't afford that in a game like this against an SEC opponent.
Well, we look forward to it. Big-time matchup. Trying to see the Longhorns go 2-0. Sark, thank you so much. Really do appreciate it. And we'll see Coach next week on Rewind with Coach Sark.